Hello. We are back. And you might be thinking, what the hell is going on? Well, I gotta be honest, we've been down the Cheeky Tiki bar. It's bank holiday, why not? So I am feeling totes tropical, people.
Yes,
Totes tropical.
Why not?
So welcome to our, I don't know how many lives this is. It's another live, isn't it?
Yes. Hopefully you can hear us. So just if somebody gives us a thumbs up in the chat before we
give us the usual sound check, please.
Yes.
Because it's just
make sure you can actually hear.
We know what audio's like. We know what YouTube can be like. It can be mean, can't it? So
yes.
Yeah. So we're here. Welcome to our live, everybody. We're so grateful you have come to join us on this weekend, especially bank holiday. That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of familiar faces in the chat. I can see Paul and Carol here.
Coming through clearly.
Sherry's here. I can see there's loads. Lizzie Lou is here.
Yeah, so we've got Lizzie Lou, who's an admin
Alfie
on our group.
Is here. I can see all these. They're whizzing past. It's really quite hard to keep up. Honestly, if you do a live, you know it's quite quick, so you have to be on it.
Good evening, Paul and Carol. See you,
everybody. Hello.
Alfie, good evening. Good evening, Elaine. It's going through
and it's Thomas as well. Tom. I don't know if it's Thomas or Tom.
Yeah, it's Tom. Yes. Sherry, hello to you too. Postcards and a pint to you. Fellow Welshies.
Errol's here as well. There's loads of people. Christine Nicholson as well.
There's loads of you.
Yeah.
What we'll say, if you've got any questions, make sure you start the question with question so we can find it. It's been a long day. I have been awake since 6 o'clock this morning. So.
And I've been editing all day, so my eyes are all completely boggled. And
I think before we start, we need to get ourselves a drink.
So no, right. We have some Prosecco's with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because as you know, last week we celebrated our 8th wedding anniversary. And we celebrated in style. We did it on Aurora, which is a ship that we're so fond of. It's got so much sentimental value to us personally. We've been on the ship. This was our third cruise. Nothing ever changes. That ship it's just so lovely. It's like slipping into a comfy pair of slippers. It's home away from home. We absolutely love it. In fact, the conversation we're having with ourselves at the moment is we need to do a longer, proper cruise now, because honestly, we're loving that ship so much. The passengers to space ratio is phenomenal. There's so much deck space, and it's wooden decks as well, like proper teak decks.
I'm a proper wooden deck.
And the tiered steel, honestly, it's brilliant. Anyway, I digress as usual. So we've brought some Prosecco's with us tonight. We're going to pop it open now live, and we're going to drink the drinks.
You do it, or are you going to do it?
I'll probably make a mess of it, like I did on the carpet as well in our room.
Do you mean do it?
No, it's fine. Oh, and Anderson's as well. I hope I don't see the ship pulled up in Turkey next week because there's red wine ruined carpet.
After you threw that glass of red wine,
I didn't throw it. I was giving somebody a hug and I knocked it on. I did actually offer to mop it up straight away. The poor woman, the poor thing. I said, "I'll clean it." She said, "No, see it down." I was like, "No, I'll clean it."
So before we start, then, while you're doing that,
just doing this.
We had one question come in from our patrons. And this is from Elaine. Yeah. So the question is, Queen Anne looks amazing. Where was your favourite spot?
I got to be honest. As you know, we're only on the one night VIP pre-maiden press, whatever they called it, trip, which was lovely. And it gave us a good insight into the ship. However, I do feel like we didn't immerse ourselves into it totally because we didn't have enough time. So things like the bright lights and all, we didn't get a chance to experience it properly. And from what we saw and what we've now heard after the maiden, they're completely different. The venue's completely different to what we thought. We had no idea what to expect. So, as you may or may not know, we're going back on the ship very, very soon, which we can't wait. We're buzzing. But from what we experienced, I will say my favourite spot has to be the Commodore Club. I think the space is so much bigger. The bar comes right
really
out.
Nice,
it's a really lovely area. It resembles more like Iona, those bigger ships. And the glass isn't slanted like on Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria. It's more upright. Really did enjoy that space. I also think I did quite like the New Britannia dining room, which I was quite surprised by because I really do like the traditional look of Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria. I love the old wooden, the spiral stairs and how grand it looks. And I was worried that Cunard going down this modern route would really detract from the whole experience, but it really didn't. I was absolutely blown away. I think they did it in such a tasteful way. They've pulled off. However, I would say things like the Queen's Room, they were a bit different.
What was your favourite spot? Is the question. You
digress. I digress. No, it's probably the.
You know, the t-shirt.
At the moment, I'm going to say it's probably the Commodore Club.
Commodore Club.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say I quite like the Sky Bar and Cabana.
You say you like the Sky, but it wasn't even open.
No, it wasn't open, but I think they're going to be amazing spaces when we're in the fjords.
Yeah.
So they're the ones I'm going to go for.
Yeah, I do actually like.
Do you want to pour us a drink?
I also,
please?
sorry, I digress. No, I also like the Pavilion Pool here. Actually, was one of my favorites. It's a huge improvement because it's like Queen Mary on steroids, but crossed over with the other two. I love that because the whole pool now has a roof on it, which is splash. Anyway, here we go, people. This could all go very wrong live on YouTube.
Did you shake it before you
opened it? And I didn't dance up the stairs like normal.
No, that's fine.
There's no fault. There's no
anticlimax. Right.
It's a typical wedding anniversary. Right. We got to start.
So yes. So let's start with the questions. I think. Are you gonna be all right if you can start?
Yes, I'll be fine. I can just look at this and you tell me the questions. I'll answer them.
Right.
Cheers, everybody.
So
cheers.
Cheers.
We'll do with the glass.
Is there ever a better feeling than your first ever cruise? What made you go on your first cruise? Well, I'm going to let you answer this one, Luke, once you finish pouring.
Right.
Let's do a little chin
One second, because it's uneven. It's unlucky if it's uneven. Because, well, that's what I'm saying. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to the bank holiday weekend. Happy cruising if you're cruising.
Yes.
So back to the question. What made us go on your first cruise? I've always wanted to go on a cruise. I mean, it sounds kind of sad, but initially I was very interested in my old ocean liners and stuff. I like my old history ships, like the old Mauritania, Lusitania, Titanic, Britannic, Olympic, all those old classic ships. I've always been swept away by the whole romance of being at sea. And I've always wanted to do it, but I thought that cruising was going to be really uptight, really stuffy, like on Titanic. I really genuinely thought it was going to be like that. So it put me off for years and years and years. However, living where we live, we very often go on the ferry back and forth to Ireland, and I have experienced that a few times, and I did love and fall in love with being at sea quite quickly. So I always wanted to do it. However, when we decided to actually bite the bullet, my nan was going to come with us. It was going to be me, you, and my nan, and we had this lovely room on B deck. I think it was on Aurora, nice size ship.
So this was 10 years ago.
This was 10 years ago, nearly. So we were going to go off because, and basically, my nan pulled out the last minute through health. And it was just me and Gavin, and we really had
a no-show, didn't we?
Yeah, we did a no-show, which you can do. We pulled that off anyway. So basically, we were really, really apprehensive and worried. But luckily for us, we had a friend who worked on Aurora, poor Sean, and she told us how to dress. She gave us all the intel. She basically alleviated all of our concerns, didn't she? She made it. And when we went on the ship, it was a relief to just see a beaming, glowing face and how she was just, it was amazing. And I think for me, I just fell in love with it instantly. We always wanted to do it. And I think once we'd actually been on the ship, we used to think, let's put it this way, black tie night. We used to be, oh my God, you stand there in the mirror at home. You've never wore a tuxedo before in your life. Maybe your prom, whatever. Well, not in my day, you didn't even do that. So you were wearing this tuxedo and I was like, I feel like a pillock. You do. You look at yourself and feel that way, don't you? You put it on anyway, but you do. And you bought this suit and you think, oh God. But when you're on the ship and it's black tie night and everyone wears the same, you feel like you become a part of something. There's a community involved and you don't feel stupid. It would be like tuning up at a fancy dress party, not wearing fancy dress, if that makes sense.
Everybody enjoys dressing.
No, that's what I'm saying. But it made it for me instantly. All those concerns just went, whew. And I was like, well, I love being at sea. We fell in love with that. Yeah. That we absolutely loved. Luckily for us, we picked a perfect ship. Aurora was our first. And it was the right size ship. We had friends. We had a friend on board. It was just everything fell into place so perfectly. It would have been nice if my nan could have come. But as it happens, it was we've
not looked back since. Really. We went in the one land holiday in Amsterdam, Dubrovnik, where we'd actually cruised beforehand.
So make of that what you will.
Yeah.
We've never ever looked back. I mean,
I just love how it's, when you arrive, especially if you're cruising to Southampton, you arrive at port, you drop your car off, you get into port, and your holiday starts instantly. That's why
there's none of that faff like you get in airport. No, there's 2 hours waiting here. It is so seamless, really.
Okay, I'm just going through some of the comments here now. Bridget, good evening from Vegas. Hello.
Do we have another question here?
Right, here we go. So we've got a question here. Is it true you can't take a litre of spirits on board P&O Iona anymore?
Yes.
Seems a bit off to change the rules after we've booked. So
this happens from time to time.
Yeah, so they have changed the rules. So now P&O only allow you to take on 1 litre of wine. So the litre of spirits has gone. A lot of cruise lines allow you to take nothing on, not even soft drinks. So P&O is still quite relaxed in a sense. It is a bit of a pain that they changed it, and we weren't even notified that we never received that official confirmation it had changed before our Aurora cruise. So we could have taken a litre of spirits on, not realising we weren't allowed to, only because what we do, we knew we weren't supposed to. So yeah, you're not supposed to take a litre of spirits on anymore. You can buy spirits on board from room service. A litre of gin, I think a Bombay gin was about £27. So it's not breaking the bank to buy it through room service anyway. I think part of the problem, from what we've heard, is people were basically taking a little hip flask with them around, buying the soft drinks package and then topping up the drinks in the bars with their hip flask. So unfortunately, people have ruined it for themselves on that one, from what we're hearing. We used to enjoy taking the bottle of gin on, didn't we?
We used to love taking a bottle of gin because, let's face it, when you've got a balcony cabin, you're getting ready. He could be in the shower. I'm ready to go. You just stand on the balcony, nice gin and tonic. Look out! That's what we used to do. Is like a prink, like a pre-dinner drink. That's what we used to do. But yeah, it is a shame. But
it is a shame, but
they're not the only cruise line.
No, and they're basically falling in line with like the Cunard. Cunard don't allow spirits. Princess don't. So yeah, they're falling in line with the other Carnival brands basically.
It's it is a big shame, really, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it.
At least you can still take drinks on, and even soft drinks, because MSC won't allow you to take anything on board. So that's worth noting. Right, what was our highlight from your 3 days in Aurora? I think having that photo with Carol on gala night, that was lovely. Sorry, Paul.
Well, no, I did quite like. I was quite actually.
Are you joking? I'm
genuinely serious. I was really quite impressed with Paul's long extendable pole.
Yeah,
I thought that was
Paul's
quite impressive.
Paul's pole,
and it was so long, right, ladies and gentlemen. We went right over the side of the ship, and from what you could see from that was amazing.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that footage.
So if you're not following Paul and Carol, give them a follow. Paul's got a very long pole for his Insta 360, so he gets very good footage from that.
But yes. In a bombshell, I'm going to say it was basically the people that came on that cruise made it the cruise. Obviously, there are still people on that cruise right now that we celebrated with. Bob and Holly, and obviously Ken and Lindsay have joined the ship since. From Ken and Lindsay, was it travel?
Ken goes cruising.
I always get mixed up because it's Lindsay and Ken travel again. They're changing. They're changing. So basically, they're all off now on Aurora. So it was nice to see Bob and Holly. It was nice to see Paul and Carol. It was nice to see Steph. It was nice to see Justin and Tristan. And they bought us a lovely gift for our anniversary as well. Lizzie Lou. There was Fraser, Emma. There was loads of people.
Basically, it was the I think seeing a lot of people was really nice on it. Going back to the ship, favourite thing on the ship, that aft, when you look down the terrace aft is so nice. We had a really nice meal in the beach house.
Beach house has become one of my all-time favourites now on P&O. It really has gone up there. That steak, I know I rave on about it, but that bloody steak that comes out sizzling and spitting that you can cut up and you can cook it how you want it. I absolutely love that. I think that's brilliant. But yeah, for me, I'd say it was the people that were on the cruise. And another thing, it might surprise you, is the fact that we didn't actually film it properly, not like we normally do. I will be making a video or videos is two possibly coming up. I didn't film them as I normally do. And the fact I put the camera down, or learned in this cruise, to just put the camera down a minute, enjoy it, soak it up, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy a conversation with somebody without feeling like you'll film this, film that. It was quite therapeutic. It was quite strange at first, but it got towards the end, it made it really relaxing.
No, it was a holiday cruise.
This one we say from the start, this was it was a sentimental cruise for us.
Question: do children have to have a passport for cruises? Yes, I believe they do.
They do. Yes,
it'll be the same as when you fly from the UK.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you're going from Southampton to another UK territory. If it's to Portland on MSC, for instance, you will always need a passport.
They always ask you to fill that in the thing,
without a doubt.
Good evening, Gary and Christine.
Hello, everybody. Hello,
And
hello.
good evening, Anja from South Wales as well.
There's a question.
Oh, they're on Aurora in July. Lovely.
That'd be nice. That would be really nice.
Waiting on you.
Sorry, I thought I saw a question, but it's the question at the bottom of the screen that you've already clicked on.
Okay, so Paul and Carol are looking forward for a longer cruise on Aurora too. Yeah, I think that'd be really good.
You know what's going to happen, don't you? We're probably all going to book the same bloody one, aren't we? No, honestly, I really do want to spend more time on Aurora. And we've had this week with like Ken and Lindsay's live. Did you see that?
Lizzie Lou wants one as well.
We were just saying, Ken and Lindsay, we were really apprehensive years ago. I didn't go into any great detail to film a ship tour and a cabin tour and things like that because we were honestly, because of the age of Aurora, and in fact, his sister ship Oriana has already been retired and left the fleet. We thought, oh, there's not going to be much time left in Aurora, which we were quite upset about. However, as Ken and Lindsay were saying the other day, they had a talk with the captain, or there was some sort of chat with the captain on board, like part of the entertainment, and basically said they're looking to extend the life of the ship. It could be 4 years to 7 years. So that's quite reassuring, and it's quite nice to know. So if you've not yet travelled on P&O Aurora, I highly recommend you do so, because time is ticking, but I wouldn't rush too much. You have got some time, so don't feel like...
I put some comments up on the screen.
Okay.
People seem to love Aurora.
Aurora is a really nice ship. Like, she's so special, and she's so different, and, dare I say it now, unique. I mean, Oriana's his sister ship, but she wasn't quite the same as Aurora. We went on Oriana, and as much as we love Aurora, there was something about Oriana
wasn't quite the same.
Didn't take us the same way. No.
Cruise Boys are saying Skybank Cabana Bar were hardly ever open on the maiden voyage of Queen Anne. So we're hoping it will be on the fjords.
With the scenery.
Yes.
This is the thing, but the things change all the time. Yes. They really
fingers
do.
Crossed, things are settling on there as well. Right, we've got a question here, Lou. Right. Can you see that one?
Right, question. Hi both. We're on Aurora in July for 3 nights to Guernsey. Do you think it's worth upgrading our standard balcony to deluxe? I understand standard balconies have a great metal front.
So we had the metal front on our Guernsey trip.
Yeah.
2 years ago now.
The one, if you've seen our vlogs,
yes,
that one, that wasn't really much of an obstruction. It wasn't much of a problem. The room was actually the same. What you'll find is on A deck, it's metal front. B deck, they've got glass fronts, which on our very first ever cruise, we had a nice glass front, didn't we? Then on our cruise we went on to Guernsey, the one we made a vlog of, that was on C deck, C228, I believe. But the metal front, I wouldn't be put off by that.
I wouldn't worry about it. If it's, £20-30 to upgrade, yeah, go for it. Why not? But if you're talking a couple of £100, I honestly wouldn't bother.
But see, this is what I've always took from Aurora. What you get on Aurora, being such an old ship, if you have a balcony cabin, which we did last time we were on, before the last week, if you go into the what we would call the ensuite, the shower room, the bathroom, it actually has a bath, which you don't normally get unless you're in a mini suite on newer ships. So that little quirks like that are absolutely, they're mind-blowing, really. And the size of the room, you've got the couch, you've got the all right, you haven't got 2 tellies like on Princess and stuff, but when you actually take in what you've got for a balcony cabin, you're basically getting, in modern day terms, a mini suite, near enough, I would say. We were blown away by it. When we first went on the cruise, we thought that was something really special. And even ever since, we thought, we were treated to a mini suite. But we went back on and we were like, no, actually, that ship's got so much space. Same as the inside room was the same, wasn't it? We had so much room in our inside room.
Paul and Carol saying it was an anticlimax. Yes, that was the
yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
I should have made a more expressive face.
Good evening, Tom and Dom. I hope your crew's ready, because you're off tomorrow from what I saw.
They're on Cruisemas Eve. They are. I saw that earlier on in their group.
See that? Just looking through some more here. Let's have a look.
Oh, question. What was your favourite red wine? Like Jam
Shed Malbec.
See, I've got to be in the mood for Jam Shed. I have gone off Jam Shed. Now, if you're talking P&O, I do really go for the Charles Smith wines. And we were very, very lucky that some of our patrons and other followers actually bought us some red wine on our our anniversary cruise. But Charles Smith's hard to come by at the moment, and they didn't. We can't even buy it. We've been trying to buy it, and I couldn't get. I can get Charles, which is with Charles Smith and this other guy called Charles. they mix the wines up, and get hold of that one. It's something state. It's got like the American flower front, but I can't get hold of any of the normal Charles Smith.
To be fair, we were drinking the House Malbec, weren't we? When we were on Aurora, we were just drinking the Malbec. It was all right.
Beef steak's okay. Black Shiraz, I don't know. Now I'd be interested to know actually, because we didn't actually make it to the glass house during this last cruise. But I did see when we were walking through the glass house that the Black Shiraz was in like a cabinet on the side, a display cabinet. So I'd be interested to know if that's still available, because the Black Shiraz, from what I remember, was a really good one.
And they sell out in co-op.
Which is good to know. But yeah, it's quite hard to know. What was that one we were drinking with the Cannonball? Was it Cannonball? What did you have? Balloons or something?
No, it was Cannonball we had this time, wasn't it?
That's what they replaced, or their suggestion for. That was a really, really nice red wine, that one. That was nice.
Right, Cruise Boys. What is your favourite cruise cocktail and why?
At the moment, my favourite cruise cocktail has to be... I've only ever had it the one cruise, but I really, really like it a lot. And that's the Bedita, which I didn't actually check on Aurora last week if I could get it, but on Azura, you could get it in the beach house, and it was very exclusive to the beach house. However, we were really, really chatty and friendly and got talking to the barwoman who was at the terrace bar at the back of a pillar, at the back of the beach house. Basically, at night time, the pool bar serves the beach house. That's their primary job. So because we got chatting to her, she was so nice to me. She was, and she gave me Beditas, didn't she?
Yes. I'd say my classic is Pina Colada. You can't go wrong with that. Can you?
You like a Pina Colada?
Yeah, I don't mind Pina Colada.
What about Miami Vice?
Yeah, it's fine.
If you go for Miami Vice, you can roll Pina Colada and strawberry daiquiri into one.
What was the one you used to get on Princess? The chocolatey one.
Not the dirty banana.
Dirty banana.
Did you like? I've never really tried. I used to.
Too easy to drink. That.
I used to really like 24 karat gold margarita.
It didn't like you though.
Sandy and Fuego, but that did not. No, the margarita did not like me. I come up in.
So the theme here is if it's got alcohol in it, we'll
drink it. But yeah, I would say the Bedita at the moment is my favorite. Okay. I think it's called a Bedita.
So, what's your worst packing blunder?
Oh, when Gavin locks my case and loses the key.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm in a hotel at 3 o'clock in the morning, desperate to get into my bag. So I have to cut it open with the scissors, screaming, tamping, fuming, raging, absolutely bouncing. That literally, and I go so angry. I got out the case. I was like, and everything come flying out. And then Gavin went, I found the key. Oh, now do you know what? That moment in my life. Ew. Yeah.
And do you know what? I took that case to the tip today, actually.
That case is now ruined.
Yeah.
It's gone. So somebody owes me a new case, I think.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
That I would say is a packing blunder. But other than that, what else we said? We haven't really had any other. We're very, very. We overpack. Always.
Yes, we do overpack.
We proper panic and overpack. I don't know why, because you can get hold of almost anything you want in Southampton.
I don't have any real packing blunders.
Well, we've lost a suitcase, which happened on a cruise, but that's not really a packing.
I think we have
blunder.
done the kind of common thing that a lot of people do is like pack your shorts in your main case,
and you
haven't gone for the first day. That kind of thing.
Yeah, it's always worth leaving one pair of swim shorts or bikini or whatever in a backpack that you board the ship with, because when you get on the ship, if you're hot and you want to just go in the pool, you can do so, because you can just pop to the change room or the toilet whenever you get changed and come back out and you can jump in. It's good.
And we've lost a case before now as well.
Lost cases before now, which people say, oh, do you pack half of yours and his, half of yours and mine, or whatever? We've tried that. But on this occasion, he had a bigger case. So we put both tuxedos in that one case, and that was the one case that got lost. As it happened, P&O were really, really good, and they did actually lend us some tuxedos off the entertainment staff. And all I requested off them was a charger to charge my phone, because I wanted to make videos. That was on Oceania. So if you've ever seen the old Oceania vlogs, that's what happened, people.
Before I go on to the next question, just to remind everybody, if you head over to our Instagram, Cruise Monkeys UK, we've got a giveaway on there at the moment, which is just a little tote bag from our shop. All you've got to do is like the post, follow us on YouTube, which you already do, and if you're on here, I'm sure. And then just type in done in the comments, and that's open until Sunday. So if you want to be in the chance to win the little tote bag with Cruise Monkeys logo on, head over to Instagram and do that after this live. And make sure you give this video a like as well.
Oh yeah, please like the video. We haven't got the blue thumb.
We haven't.
We've packed it away already.
Next question.
What's the next question?
Do you usually choose your cruises based on ship or itinerary?
Now,
both.
I'd say a bit of both, because it'd be very easy for us to say, oh, let's just go and hop on a transatlantic because they're cheap. However, I want to, when I do a transatlantic, I've always said my very first transatlantic will always be on Queen Marie 2. So I will say there's an element of both, but yeah, I do very often. It's a tough one though. I mean, it's like if I look at a cruise now and I want to go to a destination, I sort of go, right, that's where it is. Look price low to high, always how I do it. And then I sort of say to myself, right, what ships are going, then research the ship. So I suppose you could say itinerary in that regards. But then there's very often times, especially from Southampton, there are numerous cruises on the same itinerary. And then you start to say, well, I want to try this ship or this cruise line. It's very hard. That's a very hard question, actually. It's very difficult to say. I think
a bit of both.
I think what you got to do is you just got to pick something you want to enjoy. If you know, like you said, you could have two identical itineraries and you could have two ships. You could look at them and go, which one do you fancy? You go with that one. If you haven't got a choice and you want to go on an itinerary, you just pick the itinerary and then sort of say, well, sometimes it can be 2 or 3 different ships if you look into it and you've got to weigh in the cost of it. But I would always, most of the time, if it's a big trip, it's usually priced low to high. Where's it going? We'll worry about it, then do our research, and then just go with the flow, usually. But itinerary is quite important.
Sherry says we look very posh in our taxes. Thank you
very much. I'm surprised I could still fit in mine.
So, Christine, have you tried the cocktail? So this is the Nicole Scherzinger cocktail.
So that would only be on Avia, right? Or maybe
I think it's on. It might be on Iona as well. I'm not sure.
Not yet. No.
Haven't seen it. Didn't see it on Aurora or Azura. I've heard some people say it's not very good.
Okay. Do we know what's in the cocktail?
No. Apparently, it might be a bit spicy. So I think we might actually like it.
Maybe what we should do is we should get the ingredients right, and we should
you want to try and make it, don't you?
Well, we should go down when we do our next live. We should go down to Cheeky Tiki Bar in the garden, and we should do a live, and we can make the cocktail live. What does everyone think about that?
Yeah, should we do
Cheeky Tiki?
Should our next live be from the Tiki
cocktail?
Bar?
If we got all the ingredients, we just see how it all pans out live on camera. So if it goes wrong, it flops, it curdles. You're gonna see. Yeah.
To be fair, we've got wireless down there now. That's that was my job this afternoon after work.
Okay.
Let's have a look. I did see. Do not try this. It's vile. Yeah.
Vile,
See,
okay.
I'm sure I've seen a few people say it's not the best cocktail.
But does anyone know what's in it yet? Can anyone? If you pop it in the comments below, if anyone's got they don't do cocktail cards like Good Spirits, do they?
No. So James is saying about the behind the scenes tours. We've noticed this has come back on P&O.
Yeah.
We've never done one. We might have to give it a go, haven't we?
We were given an opportunity once. It wasn't a full-on behind-the-scenes tour.
It
was a bridge tour, but that was more as a gesture of goodwill after what happened to us.
After our case
situation. That was all I requested. And it was nice, but I wasn't allowed to film it.
No.
But having done that, I can imagine what it would be like.
I think it'd be really good. We need to do it. Next time we're on one, we'll do it.
But it depends. The thing is, I would do it for me. But it's whether I can show people, because a lot of these times you can't always film everything.
No, they don't let you film,
especially in restrictive areas like that. So, yeah, weighing it in. We'd try it.
It'd be worth doing anyway.
Yeah, we'll do it for ourselves. We can always talk about it.
What was most disappointing experience on the cruise?
Oh God, that's really
I know what mine is.
What gone?
The black tie night we did in the buffet
on Iona. Yeah, that was really disappointing.
So they do something called the Chef's Table on Iona and Avia, which is a exclusive part of the buffet, which they dress for the occasion, apparently.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really dressed for the occasion, and service was pretty poor.
In my opinion, the Chef's Table, or whatever they call it, on Aurora, on Avia and Iona, however they're doing it, I reckon what they should be doing, given that it's a family ship and not everybody wants to dress up, I think what the route they should go down with that buffet setup is, if you would like the menu that's offered in the main dining room, but you do not want to dress up, you can go to the buffet and experience that up there, which would then free up a lot of space, because the reason they've done it, go up there.
The reason they've done it is because they can't fit everybody into the main dining rooms on the celebration nights. Yeah. So they've extended to the buffet to try and make that part of the experience. But unfortunately, it really doesn't work, and especially when we were on board.
I'd say for me, the most disappointing experience I've ever had on a cruise was we booked a cruise on Queen Mary 2 a few years ago. I think it was like back in 2018. It was a 3-night little jaunt over to Belgium and back. But for me, the highlight was being at sea. It always is. I do like a sea day. And when we boarded the ship, I don't know what actually happened, but as it transpired, there were a load of travel agents and PR or whatever on board, and they decided to get the ship to roll up into Bruges and spend an overnight in Bruges. And basically, we were just sat in Bruges or Zeebrugge port for the whole, and if that wasn't disappointing enough, what really rubbed salt into the wound was I went to the spa, and the spa was being gutted and refit or something stupid like that. Half of it was so I wasn't. That was my most deflated experience, because Queen Mary 2 is always up there. So to have that experience, it was just a big crash. And that was actually the last time we were on the ship. And I do really want to go back on board. I will go back on board. We will get back on board. That was my most disappointing experience.
Okay. Right. Moving on to the more positive. So what tips would you give somebody? Okay. So what tips would you give someone thinking of doing their first Caribbean cruise? Just off Oasis of the Seas last Sunday, my friend and I are investigating the Caribbean for 2026. Do it.
Right, the Caribbean is definitely worth doing. I would definitely recommend it, in my opinion. I personally, this is how we roll. We like to do it straight after Christmas. So you've got your Christmas, you've got your New Year's. If you've got something sort of maybe mid to end of January, that's even more ideal, because you've got the deflation. After Christmas, everyone goes, oh, it's miserable outside. It's dark nights. Got nothing to look forward to. The Caribbean, it calls. You go. What I will say is, if you're going from the UK, I would highly recommend cruising with the likes of P&O or Marella, because after doing 2 Caribbean cruises prior, the one we went on Avia to the Caribbean was effortless. Yeah. You get on the plane, it's chartered flight, you fly over the bus, you get off the plane, you don't even go to the airport, you get off the plane, the bus that you get on pretty much whizzes you straight to the ship, doesn't it? From memory. Yeah. You don't even see your luggage. Like, you drop it off at the airport, it's gone. You see it outside your room. For me, that's phenomenal. We've been through Miami now twice. Yes. Yeah, we did Seaside and we did Celebrity Beyond.
Awful experience.
Miami is a nightmare. Both occasions, we've been stood in a queue for 3 hours, to the point we honestly come away, so we just can't be asked to do it again. Or if we do, we're going to do a 2 or 3 week cruise, because a week's not enough to get over that. So I would say
it does depend where Vicky's from, because she might be from the US as well.
So if you're from the US, that's going to be way into it. But what I would say is, if you're from the UK, definitely get at least 1 night stay before your cruise, at least one, because we've actually been in that 3 hour long queue when we were first cruise. We went on Seaside. Yeah, we were on that one queue, and we've seen people fretting, panicking, begging people to let them ahead in the queue. And to be fair, people were letting them ahead.
But because they had the cruise depart.
But their cruise was departing like within hours because there was a slight delay with the plane, so you cannot take that risk. So if you're going to do one of those, you definitely need to get an overnight stay, and at least if you're flying from the UK, get at least 1 night and then board your ship the following day. That would be a huge top tip, I think.
I'd say a lot of the Caribbean ports, they're really easy to DIY as well. Yeah. You can even get off the ship, and there's taxis and stuff in port. So don't worry about having to organise excursions. No. It's quite easy to do beach excursions.
And we've used Caribbean Island tours a few times now, and the service is very personal. It's very intimate. There's a small group. They take off in little minibuses and stuff. And we've actually really, really enjoyed those. They've been really good, and they've provided things like rum. And the last, when we were on Avia last, wasn't it? The guy, I can't remember his name, Callum J, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Callum J. We were in his bus, and the music's like blasting, boom, 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 and you could hear the bottles of rum jingling in the back. And he's going, "Oh, my mum made them this morning." And there's like the rum punch and all with passion.
Brilliant.
And it was
really good experience, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to try it. It's good.
I will say, look at when you want to go. So avoid the start and end of the season. They'll be the cheapest, but the weather won't be the best.
Yeah. But then again, you can get some transatlantic deals in, which would avoid half the flying issue. Especially if you're from.
But it depends where they're from.
That's what I'm saying. If they're from Southampton, you sail over and fly back. Well, that's half the problem solved.
Well, thank you, Scott. We love you guys. And
what's this now? Oh, Scott.
What's been your favourite P&O cruise? Well, I've got to say, it's got to have to be a honeymoon cruise. That's got to be our favourite one, surely.
No, I really did.
Surely, it's got to be our favourite one.
No, it was. But we've been on P&O quite a lot, and I really did like the Canaries, and I really did love our Iceland, and Norway cruise. That was a really good cruise. It was really chilled out, really relaxed. It was on an adult-only ship as well, so it was very chilled out. But we've also had, the thing is, there's so many different things going on. You have fun times, don't you? You have these little party cruises, which we love. It's very difficult to pinpoint. I also love the Oceania one. The itinerary really made it for that ship. The one going to Dubrovnik and Split. It's difficult to say. It really is difficult to say. We've had a lot of really good cruises. It's very difficult to pinpoint which our favourite.
I've just seen that one.
What's this one now? Paul's Pole is awesome. We love Paul's Pole especially. Well, it just keeps going and going and going.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I just saw that.
Who kept me up to talk about a bloody pole?
Okay. Have you finished?
I finished. Yeah, I finished. No, I'm distracted now because you're talking about this long erecting pole that sticks out of the side of the ship.
Paul and Carol agree with us in the aft. Very special.
Yeah,
it is. It sure is.
How far are these comments behind? 88.7. We're 36.
We're a bit behind, but yeah, if you've got any questions, please keep popping them in. We will try and get to them. I'll keep nudging Luke, kind of like to move on quickly.
Right. How was the ship's? Well, I can say it was extremely stable for our particular cruise because we didn't go anywhere. We were tied. We were still tied to the side.
That was a nice, easy one to answer, wasn't it?
So I think Paul and Carol and Justin Tristan, Cruise Boys, and Ken and Lindsay, all those, they will tell you how did the ship handle it.
And we'll know in about a month's time.
We will know soon, especially with Bob at the North Sea. Although the fjords aren't a really good gauge to work out ship stability.
Well, it's like the sea days up and back.
You've got one up, one down. Yeah, you have that.
So yeah, just to say really, this time in next month we'll be on board Queen Anne.
Woo!
So we join it on the 23rd.
Poor old Captain Inger's going, oh no, he's back. He's back. Shall I wear the hat?
No. So this is a question around the Wi-Fi. Okay. Is the essential Wi-Fi package good value for 2 weeks? We need to keep in touch with family via WhatsApp or video calling. So we've never really bought the Wi-Fi for the whole cruise. We tend to buy it just for the sea days.
Yeah.
And then use our mobiles when in port, and then just when we've left port, go offline for a couple of hours. That's what we tend to do. Yeah. Essentials internet is now pretty good on P&O ships, and check which ship you're going on. If it's got Starlink, which all the P&Os have now got, is really good.
Aurora definitely has that because we saw little satellites at the back, didn't we?
And to be fair, it says you can't do video and stuff, but we've gone on to like some websites and video is playing. So it's a bit hit and miss, but WhatsApp and stuff, the essentials be perfect for. We do know, I think it was Ken Goes Cruising was having problems streaming.
Yeah.
But that's what the premium's for.
They gave us complimentary internet when we were on the press trip, didn't we? Mm-hmm. And as you know, we tried to do a live, which
didn't work. That one didn't work.
We ended up bumming off 3G and 4G, and we were in the pavilion pool with all that metal work over the top, possibly that could have interfered with it as well.
With my leg. Steve, we loved first time. That's brilliant. You enjoyed it. But you couldn't find. How could you not find us? You should have come and found. We were sleeping half the day.
Well, they were singing, they was dancing, they were shouting. We were probably.
So you had to cope with Carol and Emma instead.
Cope with. Because they're hard work, aren't they? God.
And that's what Cruise Boys
now,
is.
if you just said I had to cope with Paul, Luke, and Gav, and I would have understood. But
I'm just going through here now.
Charles Smith. Devil is...
we haven't got a Costco anywhere near us, otherwise we'd be straight there.
Where's the Costco?
No, we haven't got a Costco.
Can you get them online?
No, you need to be a member as well. It's one of the membership ones.
Can we sign up? How do we sign up? Anyone, please help. Help, we need help. Velvet Devil's like one of the best. Honestly, Charles Smith wines. If you ever, we did during
raspberry brulee cocktails. I remember them. They were so nice. Oh
yeah, and the creme brulee and used to get them in Sindhu and all, didn't you?
What was that one we used to get in Sindhu as well? Benes.
That
was really nice.
Now that was a cocktail. They don't do it anymore though. Just like Gavin said, look, we had a comment literally about half an hour ago. Obviously, I put out the cabin tour for the deluxe balcony cabin balcony club on Britannia Club on Anne, and somebody said, because when I went on, and there was this little thing I thought was an ash straight faced, and I was like, oh look, it's to put the little sweets in, and Gav was like, no, it's not, you idiot, it's to put the champagne in, it stops all the condensation pooling on the table. I was like, okay, that makes sense. And I said it, and then somebody else said, oh, it's to put the sweets in, didn't they?
You used to get sweets on
They
that.
used to get sweets on
We've
the
got
ship.
a question here, Luke. Got a question. Keep your questions coming in, by the way. We are catching up, I think.
Right, we're going to the Fjords Island in 2 weeks. Is there an ice bar to visit?
Yes. So if you go to Bergen, there is an ice bar.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Never done that before.
But not many of them go to Bergen anymore, do they?
No, Bergen's quite popular.
I don't know. We've not done Bergen for...
We have. No. No.
You might be like... If you're going to Bergen, you will get an ice bar there.
We did Stavanger last time. Haggersund was the last one.
Bergen, we're in Bergen now on Queen Anne.
Yeah.
I don't think we've been on
there. We went to Bergen on Sky about 2 years ago. That was good. We had reindeer.
So you might be lucky. If you're going to Bergen, you might be lucky.
Yeah, but there is an ice bar there. But Bergen, if anyone's watching this and thinking, oh well, Bergen, I'm going to the fjords. I was going to say, if you've not been to Bergen before, we always highly recommend the funicular that goes up the side, which is really good. But what I will say is, and this is a huge top tip, is you have to. But if you book it in advance, you will get off the ship and you'll see this huge.
Get off early as well.
But if you book it in advance, though, is what we're saying. There's this huge long queue. You can literally bypass the whole queue, walk straight up because you've already got your tickets, haven't you? Which we were doing last time because we actually waited in the queue like morons, and then we were like, "Well, why we've got?" They were like, "You waiting for the ticket or whatever?" The guy said, "We're like, no, we've got to." He said, "Why are you in this queue?" So we left the queue, and everyone's going, "Why are they going?" And you can see the frustration, but we were like, we've already got tickets. And we just went straight to the front, straight up. So it's definitely worth its weight in gold to get a ticket in advance, which you can do through. How did you get there?
I just did it on the website.
We just did it on the website.
Bergen Funicula's website. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember.
But yes, that is the top tip. If you ever go into Bergen and you want to do funicular, which I do highly recommend, it is really worthwhile.
It is worth doing.
Book your tickets in advance, get those tickets, don't wait in the queue. You can go right up to the door and you can present them and just get straight on.
And you can do a round trip, or you can do a trip up and then walk back down, which I might do next time we're there.
Because I didn't realize it when we went there last time. We saw little goats and stuff, and the viewpoint from the top is spectacular. You can see panoramic views over Bergen is fantastic, but there's also apparently a lake because Chad went there.
Yeah.
And I'm gutted I missed it. I would have.
We're back there, so we'll go there. That's something for us to do next time we go. Lizzie Lou, yes, thank you. Please make sure you give us a like. That'd be really good. And also, while we're here, I might as well say, do you like my new T-shirt, by the way? Long sleeve T-shirt.
I like it actually. I really do like it actually. So it's very similar to this one that I'm sporting.
Yes.
And what I'm actually looking at now and thinking is, I would like to see this in that colour, because I don't do long sleeve t-shirts, but you do. You like a long sleeve.
But yeah, if you're looking for t-shirts, they're on our shop. We've also added some other items. This is a really shameless plug here, isn't it?
Did you get some wine? Not wine bottles. Wine bottles would be handy if they were full of wine.
No, they're on the way.
What would you call it? The water bottles.
So you can get water bottles and the travel mugs as well. Because what we realised when we were on Azura is P&O are now doing away with their takeaway mugs, basically.
Yeah.
So they were giving you these kind of like plastic mugs, which weren't very nice.
Yeah, they probably made of bamboo or something.
And they were reusable ones.
Yeah.
So they were kind of like, not very good. So we decided to look for some travel mugs and water bottles and stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, that is now on our shop. Yeah. There should be a link in the description for that one. Shameless plug. But
there's loads of stuff on our little shop now. It's going all the time. And as we know, we're always open to suggestions. Sometimes it's viable. Like we have had requests for things like phone cases, but unfortunately, phones change so quickly and so rapidly we can't.
Well, as you know, you've just had a new phone.
Don't even go there. My phone is broken, people. I filmed a vlog. I filmed it all last week. I'm still working off the broken phone, but the headphone socket is completely...
You can't charge it. You can't transfer videos off it.
It's a nightmare at the moment. So, for Queen Anne, I've got a nice new iPhone.
Ta-da! Hopefully things will be a bit better.
So I'm hoping it'll be nice.
We're going off.
Hoping it works.
Cruise boys are
Someone
asking.
said, "Hi, Cruise Monkeys. Want to see a film about a
drone?" There's a
question. Sorry, they're just popping up. What's this one? What job do you think would be the hardest?
I think cabin stewards would probably have quite a hard job.
I think reception must be pretty tough. I've worked in retail for years and customer service and forward facing. I reckon they must deal with some right F-wits, is what I would say. I bet they're very often looking at you and going, "Oh, see you next Tuesday." I bet they're constantly doing that jibe.
Yeah,
it must be so difficult because I bet some of the stuff they have to deal with. Oh, can you stop the ship rocking? And go slow down. The stabilizers can't work at this speed. I bet they must get bombarded with complete idiocracy.
We've all heard those silly requests.
We've heard them, but I bet they get it all.
So the one you were going to read out, Cruise Monkeys want to see a film about a drone crashing into a container ship. I've not seen that, but I have seen a drone being hit by a seagull. So the ship's drones killed by that, wasn't it?
Sorry, magpie just went outside. I'm very superstitious. Yeah, no.
Well, thank you.
Happy anniversary. Thank you very much. Thank you. We celebrated it this time. We really did. We had such a fantastic. And actually putting the video together this week and seeing the footage, it was just lovely. What's this now? What are you giggling at? Was there? No. There was no. On the last night, I remember me, you, Paul, and Carol and Lizzie were walking across the street. We're like, what is that? And I did say it was cabbage.
It was, and that was after the funnel.
You were sort of saying it was poo, but actually, as it transpired, I think it was actually genuinely cabbage. I think the fans were coming up from the main down. I think it was genuinely cabbage. It wasn't as bad as the Azura whiff. I will say that.
Okay, so postcards and a pint have the ingredients, so we're gonna have to check that one out.
We need
big old chili in it. So yeah, we like chili. So I don't know if you've done Princess Cruises. Did
you just say Chili Willy?
No, chili. We like
I
chili.
think you said we like Chili Willy.
They like chili.
I'm sure you said Chili Willy. Someone play it back. I'm sure you just said Chili Willy.
If you go in with this, right? If you've done Princess Cruises and you've done Good Spirits, Sandy Fuego it's a watermelon margarita.
Yeah,
with lots of chili.
Yeah,
we love that. So maybe you wouldn't, but. So we have to try this.
If you haven't seen our Real Princess one, I kept asking them to put more and more jalapenos on the top. And by the end of it, they go, hot, they were singing. That was a bloody good crack. That was a good night, that was.
So this one's around, have we ever won a bid for cabin? Yes, your brother.
My brother.
Can't leave his question out.
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't. We've tried to put MSC to Yacht Club, never won it. And then found out it was gifted to somebody. We'll go there.
Ooh, but no, we haven't.
But no, we haven't, have we?
No, we've.
But then we've always bid the minimum as well.
Yeah, to be fair. I think if you bid more than them, you've got more of a chance. But yeah, it depends what you want, really. Yeah. Text me later.
Yeah, give us a text. We'll one-to-one on that one.
But yeah,
it does depend what route.
You can't. People do win them though. Yeah. People have won them. We've seen it before,
and they give minimum and they get
patents from. Or they pay the minimum and they do get them. I mean, it's all luck draw really. It's pot luck, but you can win them.
My thing about these whole bid up things is it's now going to make it. So if you put auto upgrade on your cabin when you book it, I think that's less likely now. This bid up system.
It used to be. Yeah, we've had friends like all the time. To be fair, jammy as hell. I envy them, but they've rocked up at the cruise. Even rocked up at the cruise terminal on embarkation and been told, "Oh, you've been upgraded." They didn't even know. They put their luggage labels on for the room they were allocated and been upgraded. We've never had.
No, we've never had a decent upgrade, have we?
I think. What? No. What about Sky Princess?
Yes. Where that one was good.
No, because was that upgraded? I can't remember.
I think it was.
Yeah,
anyway, Ken Lindsay and Bob and Holly say hi.
Hello. They're all dropping in, folks, from P&O Aurora.
I'm just seeing how far we are behind. I'm just trying to catch up quickly.
Okay. Were they one of the most recent ones? Are they
No.
They still say
that was 20 minutes ago.
Helsinki. No, they left Helsinki today, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish I was on Aurora's. Patron silver.
That sounds good.
Apricot, citrus, passion fruit.
Yeah, no, I think we'd do that. So I'm guessing that's a shush cocktail.
Pineapple and firewater around the edge. Sugar chip. Ooh, that might be quite nice actually. Because we actually went to a house. No, was it Nicole Scherzinger?
Did we?
No. When we went on that tour in the Caribbean, and they went, "Oh, that's so and so."
I don't know, Luke.
There was always a Beyonce. Oh,
we got a question.
Now. No, but there was somebody's house we went past, and they said, "No, I'm
We've
just
got a
going to come
question.
back."
Don't worry, it'll come back when it comes back. Let's get this.
I'll scream when it comes back.
Come on.
I can't.
Of all your holidays, don't tap.
Sorry.
Of all your holidays, been on a cruise.
No, we used to do. Stop it. We used to do loads of these little all-inclusive holidays, and we spent a lot of time going to Turkey, didn't we? We used to love Turkey. We still do like Turkey.
So we've done Cos. Cos was our first holiday together, and that was the first time I'd ever been abroad.
Yeah, but before that, I'd been on God knows how many. I'm very privileged. I was very lucky. Well, I say very lucky. I started at 16. As soon as I got a job, I was very lucky. My cousin.
We don't need the history, Luke.
They always took me away. So I always went. No, I always went away with them as a group, and I've been to a lot of places. And my nan, and I can't remember where I've been now. But yes, now cruising is my go-to.
So since we've been together, we've done Cos, we've done Turkey
about 4 times.
We spent 3 weeks in Egypt in one go, which we'd never do again.
I'd never do again. I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And then.
But no, we like cruising too much.
We do like cruising quite a lot now. We have done one land holiday since cruising.
Oh,
this is nice. Say earlier on.
This is a nice question. Would you consider a narrowboat?
Or like the Silver Foxes? Foxes
and I saw you last night. You've been watching something about a narrowboat.
I was watching that because if I had a narrowboat, I'd love to call it. Yeah,
it'd be quite nice. And just call a little pub, something like nice pub grub, and
take the dog. She'd probably jump in after a swan or something stupid. She's twitching.
Right, suggestions for the Canary Islands. We're there in November on Queen Victoria. So we only did the Canary Islands this year on Azura.
Absolutely loved it.
Absolutely.
To be fair, I was blown away and shocked because, if I'm totally honest, I overlooked the Canary Islands. No particular reason why. I always wanted Caribbean was my go-to. Oh, summer sun. I've always fancied the Caribbean. It's a dream. It's a bucket list. We went there, done it 3 times. This year, we were, as you know, or may not know, we were supposed to be on Sun Princess, maiden voyage. Eventually, I don't know how that transpired. We didn't book it; it's just how it happened, and that got cancelled literally 2 days before we were meant to cruise. Some people know that, some people don't. And we ended up. I was on the phone to Martin, and I booked a cruise within a day. We booked it one day because
within about 2 hours.
We'd already packed. To be honest, we booked to go on. We packed to go on Saturday. We were told it was cancelled one morning. I think it was Wednesday. We flew on Friday and we went to the Canaries. So it was real drop of the hat, kind of just go.
I'd say is we haven't got any videos and stuff on that at the moment.
It's coming.
So pop over to our Facebook group. Another shameless plug. Go and you see what I'm doing?
I know what you're doing.
So yeah, pop over to our Facebook group and just drop the question in there, and we can let you know what we got up to and which ports we went to.
But no, the Canary Islands were really, really
it was really good.
And I
really
will be making videos of them because it was our first ever time and the experience was fantastic. Azura was lovely. I just haven't got around to it. I'm getting around to it.
We'll get there.
There is one episode.
Problem.
There is one episode on our YouTube, Let's Talk Ship. I think it's the very first episode of the Azura Let's Talk Ship where we just discussed the itinerary. That will give you a very brief overview of the experience as an itinerary.
Well, you say brief, it's quite detailed.
It's about half an hour long. So that might be worth checking out. That is there.
So that would have been about a months ago.
Yeah, we will make vlogs at some point or some sort of a montage of highlights or something. I'll go through a video. It's coming, but I just haven't got around to it yet.
No, we've never been on transatlantic. It is on our list.
It's definitely on our list.
Okay, so Cruise Boys are saying you can feel emotion on Queen Anne.
There we go.
Good to know.
Well, I suppose you can feel it on most ships.
And Ken says Ultimate Wi-Fi works well streaming. So yeah, so I think the essentials, if you're just looking for email and WhatsApp, you should be fine on that.
Cool.
Question. Right, Tommy D.
Gavin. Are you going to go to Alaska? We would like to go to Alaska.
Well, oh no, no hope of whitewater rafting. No way. I can't swim.
You would do.
I wouldn't do whitewater. No hope of doing whitewater rafting. No, that's not happening. I go to Alaska. I wouldn't do whitewater rafting.
You wanted to go to Alaska. I nearly booked you a trip to Alaska once because Gavin was like, "Oh, one of my bucket list. I couldn't afford Australia, could I?" So you wanted to go to Alaska, but
I need to make the screen bigger because I'm really struggling to see the questions.
You've got your glasses on.
I know, I've got my glasses. I'm blind, don't I?
Miami
Sherry
is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale is better. Okay, so we've never flown into Fort Lauderdale. We've always
And
flown
some say for the UK, if we go via Dublin,
yes, apparently you go.
we can do pre US customs in
Sorry,
Dublin.
the puppy's awake. Come on then, lie down then.
Puppy's awake.
Puppy's awake. She needs a blanket. Come on. Come on,
Just
you lie
going
down.
through. We are coming. We've got another
Come on,
5 minutes or so. So if there's any questions we haven't answered, please make sure you pop them in. I think we are catching up. Oh, good to see Emma's in the house. And she rewound, and I did not say Chilly Willy. I have said it just now, but I didn't say it then.
Now you've said it. No, so if you were right now, people, Gavin said Chilly Willy.
Yes. No, porn cart toilet. Yeah, toilets are an issue, aren't they?
Yeah.
The amount of times, but we were quite lucky. We were at that.
I know
the Alpha terrace, and we were so close to our room. If we needed, to, we just went back to our room.
That's one thing about that ship, that it is just so easy to get around. I mean, it's still a pain in the arse if you want to go to your room when you're socialising, but yeah, no, it's quite easy to get to your room, isn't it? Quite quickly.
So we've got a question here, which I think we've kind of answered in previous ones. What do we do for a living? So I work in local government.
I used to work in retail. Now I do this.
I do this.
I edit and edit and edit.
You probably work more now editing than you did in retail.
Work a lot more now, a lot harder now for a lot less money than I used to. But I'm happier. That's the main thing, and I can travel when and as I choose, which is also a huge bonus.
Right. So this one was Egypt is a bucket list. What was the problem? So we stayed at a very cheap all-inclusive resort.
We paid about £700 for 3 weeks, all-inclusive. Basically, the long and short of it is, if you go to Egypt, it was boiling hot. We had a swarm of locusts at one point. There was something to do with the barman was saying, because we all come down with really bad gastrointestinal whatever problems. My cousins did end up on drips because they were dehydrated. I spent at least one day. It was the most horrific experience of my whole life, being ill. And in Egypt, you have to go to the chemist and ask for these tablets called Antonel, which apparently in this country they prescribe them to cows, because the same bacteria that lives out in the fields, the same bacteria that's found in their water.
Who knows? We might be wrong on this. Don't take our advice.
We don't know. This was years ago. We were told this. Also, we were told the beer was going off.
Yeah, because to be fair,
the barman kept coming around the pool and chucking them. And he said, "You're all inclusive. Don't worry. I'm taking the beer." We're like, "Why are you taking my beer?" And he's like, "It's been in the sun too long. It's gone bad." And he said, "Get another one." And he'd bring you another one, but he'd chuck it away.
What I'll say is that we were in Sharm el Sheikh.
Yeah.
So it was very resorty. And yeah. But then you've got an auntie who goes back there every year and loves it.
And I mean, the weather was fantastic. It was hot. It was value for money, but yeah, it's just, I think maybe it was the sickness for me. It really, really put me off. What's this now? What are you laughing at? Show everyone what you're giggling at.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'll be showing me Istanbul, Ephesus.
Well, Ephesus is Turkey, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I'd love to do that.
We were supposed to go to Ephesus on when we were doing the Sun Princess cruise. We had it all planned out. Yeah, and just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Finished.
I think I've seen that comment before. Oh, hang on. So we're jumping back. I can see now.
We're only on 8:19.
Yeah, so we're on 8:55 then. So we've got something weird in the comments. It kind of jumps. So you can actually see now.
Yeah, 8:54, then 8:19. What's going on?
So let me scroll towards the end. So we are nearing, but I want to make sure I've missed anything, because there's nothing worse than seeing a question hasn't been answered.
Someone said which. It didn't put question first, but it looked like a question. It said which is the best cruise line you've sailed with and why?
Oh, it's such a hard question though. It's not one we can really answer, is it? You can never give a definite.
No, and you can't, because there's a different cruise line for everybody. Yeah. There's a different cruise line for every mood. I know it sounds really, really cliche, but there really is. Sometimes you fancy a really sophisticated, festive cruise, which Cunard really do well at. Then sometimes you feel like a relaxed, fun party cruise, which Virgin would be your go-to. If you're looking for budget friendly, you've got the likes of MSC. I mean, don't get me wrong, P&O are very budget friendly as well. It depends, but even ships within the same fleet or the same cruise line can have different polar opposite experiences. Arcade and Aurora are the complete polar opposite to what you will find in the likes of Britannia, Iona, Avia, Azura. They're completely different because of the demographic on board. It's very hard to choose.
I'm just seeing that name.
we've never had a bad cruise, have we?
No.
Not really awful, but I mean, no, I mean, Cunard are becoming quite. At the moment, my take on it is that Cunard have sort of, with Queen Anne especially, they've chilled out a little bit, is how I'd say, and for that matter, for that reason, they become very appealing to us. We really are generally looking forward to Queen Anne.
But we find it is quite formal, and we quite like it, but it's still a bit too formal for us. But I think Queen Anne. Well, we'll see what happens in a month's time.
We'll see. Yeah,
I'm hoping to be the sweet spot.
We're hoping it's going to.
Because we'll see.
Yeah, P&O have really watered things down quite a lot now, haven't they? In the older ships, not necessarily. I will say that Aurora and Arcadia still hold on.
There's definitely two different products in P&O.
Yeah,
you've got the family.
I mean, at one point, P&O we were actually going to completely split and have two factioning things within their brand, and
you can see
Arcadia and Aurora represent that quite clearly. When you go on board, the experience is completely different.
Paul and Carol have obviously had the same experience as us in Egypt. So if you have any questions, please pop them in now.
Yes,
we've just gone over the hour.
Final countdown.
Keep going.
Questions.
Do you want Luke to carry on singing?
No.
Is the other question. Sherry
went slammed that down then, didn't we?
Yeah, sorry, you can probably hear that quite a lot.
Everyone's house is shaking.
It's looking good. I think we're caught up. I think we're good. I think we'll probably call it a night on that one. End in a high. Yeah.
So what I will say is thank you to all of those of you who sent us happy anniversary comments and gifts and things. Thank you so much to those of you who joined us on Aurora. That was fantastic. The Aurora cruise was brilliant. I am making a video, maybe two, and I'm playing it back and I've watched it, and I think it's quite good actually. It's turned out better than I thought because I didn't actually film much. So
please make sure you give this live a like. Please make sure you subscribe,
because then you won't miss those videos coming out soon, which I'm hoping will start next week. I haven't put music to them yet because I made this really long video, didn't I? And I decided to stop. I've started another one. I realised I can get away with it, so it's two. I think it's going to be two.
And remember, if you haven't entered our Instagram competition, head over to Cruise Monkeys UK on Instagram, and you can enter it there. I've posted it in the story this evening, so just look at the story and there's a link in there what you need to do.
Yeah.
If you're in the UK, have a great bank holiday weekend. Yes. Fingers crossed we get sunshine.
If you're cruising this weekend, happy cruising.
Yes, we're off to a beer festival tomorrow, so I think
there's a beard. Oh wow. No, there's a beer festival in Milford Marina tomorrow, which we're most excited to go and see. That should be nice. So if you're on our Facebook, we might put pictures up on there. So shameless plug, go to Facebook because we might put pictures up.
Yeah, might do. So have a good weekend.
Yeah,
thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
Cheers.
Thanks everybody.
Cheers. Have a good one, everybody,
and we'll see you soon.
Bye.